First of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Is it true that you're the first female to win the Chilean Cup?
It's really my pleasure, and it's really out of expectation. Yeah, because there are too many good people, good sommelier in Malaysia.
Oh yes,
So
that is true.
They
Yeah,
are so
we
good.
were there. Yeah, for the competition. So yeah, we saw it was really challenging. Very hard work. It's not easy to get a
It's
title.
not easy. Yeah, and they're so good. My pleasure, and thank you very much.
De nada,
Award.
de nada.
De nada.
You said muchas gracias. Thank you very
Muchas
much. So now I say de nada.
Ah,
You're welcome.
you're most welcome. Right, right.
Okay. Well, we were there recording the whole 2 days competition and everything.
You feel the tense, right?
Oh, very intense. Yes. What was your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge, I suppose, is the brief comes in. Just tell you, you just have to study everything. Anything means everything. Means anything.
Do you find any particular part more challenging than the other, like practical? Some says we did interview a few of your friends too, and they said it was the written exam that was a bit difficult for them because you have to cram in so much information just to answer a few.
Both. I suppose it's everything because to be a good sommelier, you have to be all-rounded. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to be theoretically knowing your stuff,
Yeah.
and you have to practically put it in front of your customers, and it's all preparing for the customers. Yeah, so everything is challenging.
How long did it take for you to prepare to enter the?
We prepare every day, to be frank. We all are preparing every day because as days goes, every day when we're at work, we are preparing ourselves. But specifically preparing for the exam, I need a month.
Well, buenas tardes en Malasia. Sore, Malasia. Buenos días en Chile, selamat pagi di Chile. We're 11 hours ahead, so we're 11 hours wiser, whilst the others are 11 hours younger. And you say, how can a diplomat, an ambassador, being under a roof with the winner and have a hat on? Very unpolite. No, it's not unpolite, it's on purpose. Because the only way I can say hats off for the winner of the first Cepas de Chile
Thank you
trophy
very much.
is by having a hat. Now it's proper, sorry, now the white hair is out of order, but fine. It's still there and things got sticking well. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We are very proud and very happy for many reasons. It is the first time such an idea or such a trophy has grasped the interest of those who are actually the best palates in any country in Southeast Asia, as far as I remember. And I've been serving in Southeast Asia for over 30 years.
Wow.
So this is an absolute new event and very special because the first winner is a lady. With all the touch,
So
the subtleties that, you always think of the chefs, you've seen that the chef is normally a gentleman. And all of a sudden, we are having so many fantastic chefs around the world, which are ladies. And in this case, it's very special for us that the first is a lady with the subtleness of another way of perceiving wine. Just because of one thing, wine is how you perceive it. It's not the most expensive or the most exotic name, it is the wine that you're tasting and you enjoy it. And the first and best spice for a good wine drinking is friendship. You can have the best wine without friends, it's lonely. You have a normal wine with fantastic friends, and you will always remember that wine dinner.
When we were briefed in the competition, we have been told there is another award, first in the year. It's called Cepas de Chile. And we was like, oh, okay, Cepas de Chile. I see. Because I have to be very, very, very honest. In Malaysian scene, everyone is very into French wines, Australian wines. Nothing wrong. They have very, very good wines. Yeah. But we always think wine has to be very, very versatile. Everyone has a different personal preference. You have to try. You have to try until you find the one that you like. Yeah. Give yourself an opportunity to try like different wine, something that you don't know. Okay. Try more. Then you will find like your loved ones.
When Latin America was different than today, because Texas, California, it was part of Latin America. When all the wine industry started a few centuries ago. No? So the wine was something that was brought by those who had big haciendas or estates in a way to show that they have something very special in connection to the families in Italy, France, Spain, and so on. And this is what brought so many grapes and so many finest grapes, because when you have an hacienda, you have the top bull, you have the top horse, and then you have the top wines. So you went sailing across the ocean and went to France and went to Spain and Italy basically, and some to Germany, you know, with particularly the sweet wines, and you brought the stocks and you plant them.
Right.
So this story is little known, but that is actually the safety box that preserves some of the best vines and stocks from Europe in Latin America before phylloxera.
Value for money is a good term for consumers, right? What is value for money? Meaning you can get something like very high quality premium wines at a very reasonable price, which I think this is very, very good scene for consumers. Yeah, you're not buying something on par of the value, but you get something higher quality at this price. So it's really, why not?
At this moment, as I have to recall the others, but we have free trade agreement. So what it means that our wine, the value for money is even stronger. And this is the only free trade agreement that Malaysia has with any country from Canada to Tierra del Fuego in the entire American continent. There's only one, and this is with us. So if quality was good enough, after the 2010 free trade agreement, the quality and the price has actually compounded into a benefit for those who are the new drinking or tasting wines.
Do you mean that Chilean wine's gonna increase the price later?
No.
So better grab our Chilean wines right now. You can still enjoy very good wine at a very good price. Right. I will stock up some, a lot.
Now, there is a point here. We were talking with Ms. Mandy before. There's a matter about what wine is better with what food, because in the focus, at least on the Western people, including me, you come to spicy foods of Asia. You know, there are these curries and chilies and Szechuan pepper. But the point is, Westerners will go for what? Beer, because it's fresh and it helps you to sort of quickly,
Yeah.
Beer
goes with a lot of
yeah.
things, yeah.
change this to go to the next spicy food. So it helps like sugar somehow. Okay? But wines, we are not told which wines could go with what aroma or taste of each.
Malaysia food is very, very versatile. It's very, very complex as well. So it's very good that we have a variety of different wines to go with different food. So we need the variety.
Now, how would you pair it? Because the teaching is always on strawberries, berries.
Be adventurous. Be adventurous. Classics is good because someone has proved it that is right. But let's be adventurous. Like, say, example, we have paired century eggs with wines. We have paired curry with wines. Chicken rice. Bak kut teh.
Okay.
Nasi lemak.
Bak kut teh, yeah. Bak kut teh goes with a lot of things. That won't be a problem. Yeah.
Century eggs is
But you pair it with what?
rosé.
Rosé.
Okay, rosé is yes. Rosé with Asian
rosé.
food, yes. A dry rosé, that will go, yeah. But for me, when it comes to Asian food, when it comes to wine and Asian food, I just don't want a with red because I love a good red and I love Asian food too, but both are very powerful, very flavorful, and it kind of clashes in a very bad manner. So when that happens, I lose the
One of them.
wine.
You lose one
I
of them.
lose one of them, exactly, yes. So it that's why I try to avoid pairing Asian food with red.
There might be a way.
A white, okay,
There might be a way.
yes.
Cook with wine.
Okay.
Because we cook with wine. So when you use the wine for cooking, then you drink the wine that you're cooking with, and the pairing will be a lot closer.
That's a good challenge for me, I guess.
Now the other point about smells and scents, which wine is eyes, if it's sparkling, ear, and then nose, and then taste.
Mhm.
But then I have some Japanese friends say, "Oh, this." Talking about Chilean wines, I'm going to be very selfish here. Lychees. Excuse me. Was I think Sauvignon Blanc, if I'm not mistaken. So scenty, flowers, lychees. Now I thought, why we do not look for a way to get the concentrates of all the exotic and fruits from Asia, from durian to lychees, yeah, from bananas to mangosteen, and do a sampling and do blind tasting what this smells to you. Because you see, wine is familiar stuff.
We do. We had an event before. And because of the pandemic, so we stopped putting up the event for 2 years. That's called Wine La. So people get to try
Wine La, I like it.
Wine La.
Wine
Yeah,
La,
because it's a
okay.
Malaysian.
Yeah, I heard of it,
So we
wine
want to
La.
make it a bit more fun, but it's still very educational because we put out 100 different wines and with more than 50 over grape varietals. Yeah. We want people to really try different grape variety. Yeah, so you're not alien with certain grape like Cabernet. Yeah, so a lot of people just go to the bar or enter the restaurant and I want a Merlot, I want a Cabernet Sauvignon. There are awesome wines, of course, but you could try different wines as well. So then you pick, what you really like.
Aventura. Aventura is adventure.
Mm.
Aventura, since we're talking about Spanish names, wines, Aventura. That I think is a good way.
Yeah.
See, make people familiar not about what is the brand, but what is the year, what is the price. And taste it.
And we make it very fun as well. We put up an aroma counter, and exactly what you say, we put mangosteen there, we put a real lychee, maybe not durian, because
Tabole. No, it's not good.
What wine are you gonna pair with durian?
No, you can't.
yeah, so we want people to have the actual, you see it, what it is. We always talk about all this aroma like dill, fennel, licorice, lychee, grapefruit. So you see it in the actual thing and you smell it, so you know exactly what it is. When somebody tell you, oh, okay, that's lychee here. Okay, you don't know what's lychee? Okay, get to the aroma counter, see it. This is the lychee. This is how it smells. This is how it looks.
Okay.
Bravo. Please make sure that we're present on the next tasting.
Yeah,
I would really
that'd
be-
be lovely, yeah.
Right. We're gonna put up one in next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, most likely in April.
Good timing.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see how's the SOP like.
Yes.
Then.
Durian ones there. The rest here.
Since we're in Malaysia, I think durian counter will be very crowded.
But it is very, I would say, it's a very personal thing about wine. And one of the things that is very useful for those that are afraid to drink a bit of alcohol, when you cook it, the alcohol goes. So you can have the taste and you don't have the effect,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is important. And doesn't mean that you are going to eat hot chicken,
No, of course not.
cook in wine and then go driving. No, that's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it evaporates all the alcohol goes.
Yeah.
Just this.
The flavor stays.
The flavor stays.
But we as Malaysian, we understand why people be very, very careful on choosing something they're familiar with.
Yeah.
Because wine is very expensive in Malaysia.
Mhm.
The taxes,
That is true,
shipping
yeah.
costs, and all these things. That's why, I want to enjoy a bottle of wines. What if I ordered this and I didn't like this? So I can understand how consumer coming from. So I want to choose a wine that I know. So that's why we put up an event.
Safe, yeah.
Right. So you
True.
want to choose something that is safe, that you know, that you're familiar with.
True.
So I can enjoy my night.
Absolutely.
Right. So we put up an event so that you're not alien with
So you will know
how's the taste
what
of
to-
that particular grape varietals. So in the future, that probably you're not alien with the things that you might like.
Absolutely.
And it'll be a bit difficult for you to recommend also when people are being very safe.
We try to open up. After all, it's not like what we want to sell you, it's what you like. So that's very challenging for us to actually check the background. What you like, what you eat very often, or what you totally don't like. What kind of food, what kind of drinks that you, I don't like sweet things, say example, I don't like sweet things. So one thing we should avoid that sweets.
Sure.
Moscatel. yes.
Right. So that's the way we find out what you really like. Then only we do a recommendation.
Mhm.
So that's how you play with it. Like you will,
Right.
you will get to know the customer first, and then
So we
from
have to
there.
know our wines very well.
Yes,
So we
go
know
on.
what kind of wines suit what kind of profile
Mhm.
that he likes or she likes.
Okay.
Can I take some notes? I'm very relaxed. About recommendations, may I say one particular very serious recommendation? Wine and driving, no. And it's very important. At least in Chile, we have zero tolerance.
Mm.
And I mean, zero tolerance is 0.003%. I mean, it's zero. If you look at the label, that's good enough. Somebody else has to drive. Always think about it, because the happiness of the moment could be not so happy for many other persons. And
True. Very
So
true.
it is
Absolutely.
very easy. With beer, with wine, with whatever. You enjoy wine, somebody else has to try it.
So hopefully, wine culture here in Malaysia will go up since we have so many reliable transportation these days. So we
Yeah.
don't have to worry about anything.
It helps a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Do you have any question for the ambassador?
Can I have this for a couple of months?
This one? Well, but this is something very important. It's the first, trophy. I couldn't say cup. I would tell her why is this trophy like this, but and so is, these competitions. Once you become the winner, you are the holder of the trophy, right? The trophy is under the shelter of the Embassy of Chile. So it will travel to wherever this competition is held the next year. But you actually have absolute rights to say, I would need the trophy in that particular thing or on that particular part. Along the year. It's like the crown of Miss Universe, if I can compare with some very famous, we had Miss Universe crown in Singapore a few years ago. Chile, the only one. So it is the same thing. You have a duty and a right to represent what you want.
Right.
So this goes or not with you, with your request. That's more than happy. I cannot stay all the time in the same place. It should be back to the embassy, but you can request for this or that particular thing. And if I might say what is happening here, this and this and this cloth happens to be very similar. They're very intertwined.
It's a culture.
It is a culture. This is a horn, a bull horn, which has hooves.
Mhm.
pulls a plow where you plant the vines, which are here. And in our celebrations in the countryside, and in the National Day to the President of the Republic, we give them a horn filled with must, not with wine, but with must. The freshly pressed and freshly effervescent juice of the vine. And that is the trick. Okay? So that's why we're using it. And now why we're putting it could be, if we put it across, it will be like the horn of abundance, This is a different thing. Yeah? This is why it's standing, because it's ready from the earth to receive the juice that comes from the earth. This is the story.
This is so beautiful, that's why.
It is very. It reminds me of Shakespeare's tale, Midsummer Night's Dream. That cup.
Oh, well, you drink wine and you have a few drinks. Maybe more than midsummer.
It really does, though.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful.
It's very beautiful. Yes.
This is a sculpture done by a very, very, very famous artist. I will have to leave it at the moment until the person wants to say
Okay.
who is the person. Okay. So, muchas gracias.
Would you like to add anything?
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Selamat minum. Selamat bersejarah.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you again. Thanks for having me.